Break your nose, nigga. Break your nose.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to In the News. Live news and commentary from around the world by your host, Holy Joe Rock and Roll.
Hello YouTube, it's Holy Joe Rock and Roll, and this is In the News, December the 3rd, 2015. First, the news. 2 Islamic jihadists attacked San Bernardino, California, about an hour outside of Los Angeles. Now here's what we know for sure. We know that there were 2 perpetrators. One who worked at the facility, the Inland Regional Center, some kind of a medical center. Saeed Farouk worked there. And it was said by his coworkers that he was living a dream, living the American dream. He married a Saudi woman that he met online, going by the name of Tashfeen Malik, a Saudi citizen they met online. Supposedly, they have a 6-month-old child. Now, what we know, yesterday was a Christmas party, holiday party. Saeed was there and left abruptly just before they're going to take the group photographs. He came back shortly with his girlfriend, wife, woman, baby mama, both of them dressed in black with body armor and AR-15s, and shot up the place, killing, I believe it was 14 or 20 at last count, and injuring many others. They fled the scene. However, the perpetrators did not make good their escape. They were chased by San Bernardino sheriffs, police, whatever, LA cops, state police, FBI, ATF, whoever was there. And I've seen video of that chase where there was a rolling gun battle. They weren't going that fast. They were only going about 40 miles an hour. They were stopped and they were shot. The perpetrators did shoot at the police as well. There was gunfire going both directions. Both of the perpetrators were shot dead and killed. Now, an IDE, or improvised explosive device, or something that was attempting to be an IDE, was left behind in the Inland Regional Center, and police believe that there were also additional IDEs, or at least one additional IDEs, in the car, in the SUV that the perpetrators used to escape or flee the scene. Now, workplace violence? I don't think so. Was there something about the Christmas party that ticked him off? Did somebody wish him a Merry Christmas? Did that offend him? Oh, we're into the commentary section. This is clearly a case of Islamic violence, Islamic terrorism in the United States. When 2 Muslims get together and throw a party, stay the hell away, because somebody's gonna die, okay? And in this case, 20 Americans died due to the violence of these assholes. Now, what triggered it? Was it the trip to Saudi Arabia where he went to meet his wife? Was it radicalization online? I mean, this guy said he was living the American dream. Living the dream, baby! Living the dream! But was his dream really of Islamic paradise with 72 raisins, according to the correct translation of the verse? Folks, PBS NewsHour carried a 27-minute, and I'll put a link to it below. I dare you to watch it. It's completely boring, and it's the same asinine bullshit. Okay, you got 2 or 3 CARE, the Center for American Islamic Relations, put on their PR spin. The brother-in-law of Farouk brother-in-law of Saeed. So apparently Saeed has a sister, and the guy who was married to Saeed's sister, his brother-in-law, refused to answer questions about Saeed, except to say that he talked to him last about a week ago. Refused to answer questions about whether he was religious. Refused to answer questions as to what could be the motive. Then they brought on a lesbian-looking minister. Definitely not a mainline Protestant denomination. Who the fuck was this bitch? She comes on looking like a fat-ass dyke, saying that Christians... Look, first off, Christians don't worship the same God as Allah. Allah is not the same God as the Christian God, Jesus Christ, the Son of God, the Son of Man. Because they preached a completely different message. Okay? The Koran is 180 degrees out of phase with the New Testament. What Mohammad preached, what Mohammad did, is polar opposite of what Jesus said and what Jesus did. I'll give you just two examples. Jesus said, when he was questioned by the Pharisees who tried to trip him up and embarrass him, they said, "Rabbi, what is the greatest commandment of all?" And Jesus said, "First, you should love thy God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your being. And the second is love thy neighbor as thyself," right? Which we call the golden rule. This golden rule does not exist in Islam. In Islam, a Muslim is commanded in the Quran that he may be friendly with infidels, but he can never be the friend of infidels. Okay? That's what it says in the Quran. That's the commandment. That there are people who believe in Islam and everybody else. And Muslims are at war with everybody else. That's what it says in the Quran. You don't believe me? Google it, bitch. Google it. Look it up. It's in there. Jesus also said, "He who is without sin cast the first stone." Remember that? "And he who lives by the sword dies by the sword." Remember that? "And turn the other cheek and love thy enemy." This is what Jesus said. This is what he did. Muhammad, what did he say? 109 verses in the Quran, kill the infidel. 156 verses in the Quran for jihad. Jihad is war against the non-believer. That's the Quran. It's polar opposite of what Jesus said and what Jesus did. This is another case of Islamic terrorism. It is not a false flag to take away your Second Amendment rights. It's a couple of fucked up Muslims who believe that what they did was for Allah and for the betterment of Muhammad. Okay? I would invite all Muslims to stop praying to the asteroid, right? The black stone that looks like a vagina in the Kaaba. Stop it. In the Kaaba. Stop it. It's a pagan shrine built in the 4th century AD. Abraham had nothing to do with it. Yours is not an Abrahamic religion. I use the hashtag Islam sucks balls and hashtag ban Islam because Angola did it in 2013. And we haven't heard of any Islamic terrorism in Angola since then. No Muslims equals no Muslim terrorism in your country. Let's wise up. Thank you for watching. I'm Holy Joe Rock and Roll, and this has been In the News. First the news and then my commentary. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on In the News.
For watching In the News, a feature of HJRR TV and presented by the Reverend Dr. Holy Joe Rock and Roll. Please rate us, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to this channel for more In the News.